Hey guys, it's David here, and it's currently day 38. Hopefully, you guys had an amazing day, doing better than yesterday. But that being said, today will be a pretty quick one, right? Because nothing much had happened since yesterday. I guess the one key takeaway is that I finished the book Challenge Sales. Amazing book. I certainly had learned a lot. It showed me a new insight about, sales. So, and I guess the key takeaway I got from the book is, understanding what a challenger sale is and that it's okay to, push clients in a way and kind of question their logic at times, because I guess the whole ideology of a challenger sale is not to be, not to be aggressive, not to be an asshole towards clients, right? But they're not afraid to question their logic. They're not afraid to ask a bit touchy subjects like their revenue or their profits, right? They're not afraid to ask personal questions because at the end of the day, they have insight that they could add to their prospects and they know that what they have to share is valuable to them. So in essence, right, a challenger sales, to my understanding, is someone who provides insight to the prospect and your clients, right? It makes them see the market in a new way that they hadn't yet knew, right? A challenger sale opens your prospect's eyes to see things differently and they did before. So theoretically, you're providing them more value than they could ever ask because it's basically having someone else as your mentor, telling you how to do business, how to do this, and is telling you all these, advantages and new things that's going on in your market right now that you had no idea, right? So I guess the challenger sale is someone that constantly adds value, constantly find new ways to earn more money or save more money, and it teaches them to the prospect. And that way, in the book, it basically describes in this way a challenger sales will outperform anyone else, right? Like a relationship builder or a loan wolf and etc. Right? Because they still ask questions, they ask good questions, but when they ask questions, they also add value, right? So they're not really just like a feature and then benefit focused sales approach. They give insight, they give consulting, but when they do give consulting, it's not like free consulting. They kind of make sure that the consulting they give the prospect is a solution and a problem that they can solve best. So in essence, they're not going to say something and give you advice on something that they cannot solve for you, right? They're going to say and advise, they're going to advise you on something that they know they are the best at fulfilling. So basically, is they're telling you something, right? And the prospect's like, okay, so you told me this problem, you made me understand this new problem I have. So who do I go to, right? But then that's the catch, right? You are the best at solving the problem. So then the next step is explaining to them how you're best at solving it, right? But then again, in this book, like in any other book, I guess then the main focus is to find out what is your unique proposition? What is your unique selling proposition? What separates you apart from everyone else? And I guess that is the hardest question, right? Because when you take away customer service, quality, and all that, there's not really much that you can say that you are unique to others. You can't say you're the best in the field. You can't say you're unique, or you can't say you personalize. So in the book, what they're saying is you can't use words like top, best, and unique as your unique proposition because it's not really unique when a lot of people, a lot of businesses are using those words in their business slogan or whatever, etc. Right? So in that book, I guess it's telling them if you want to be anyone in sales, you have to figure out what differentiates you from everyone else, right? And then use that challenger module, use that challenger mindset to prospect, right? So key takeaways are challenger is not afraid to ask questions, not afraid to push the customer around, not afraid to make the customer uncomfortable, only in cases where the sales rep knows what they have to add to the prospect is valuable and is interesting to them, then they're okay pushing them because they know their logic is not really logical, right? Their logic is kind of based on their experience and not on what the market actually needs, right? So I guess so partly that is what a challenger sale is. And this book taught me a lot because, it goes against everything I believe in, which is the irony in that, right? Because when I first started sales, I know it's not beneficial to talk about your features, especially when you're interrupting the prospect day and they want to know what's in it for me, right? You got to answer that what's in it for me question early on. So obviously I start with benefits, right? And I guess I still hold on to my selfishness to not kind of provide value up front. I always thought that's basically giving them free stuff. That's like, selling your service for free, right? Like in my mind, I always thought giving consulting or giving insight to your potential prospect is basically giving them free information, which in essence it is, right? So I never liked the idea to provide value up front. I only went with the approach of telling them the benefit, what they could expect, in what time range, and then just kind of sell them that as my pitch, right? I never really understood the inside idea, and at the end, I never really understood how to give value up front. Right? But after reading this book, it kind of told me that it's okay to give value up front. It's good to give insight up front because that not only lowers the resistance when you cold call, but it also builds trust instantly, right? Because you're basically offering your value and time upfront to your prospect that who had no idea you existed, right? So by asking something of them when they know nothing about you is going to build resistance. That's what I believe at the end of the day, anyways, right? So it only makes sense to give something first and then take, right? Like the old Chinese saying, give before you take, right? In this case, the giving will be giving them insights, giving them value, giving them free consulting on what they're missing out on what is a problem that they have not yet uncovered themselves. And that to them will make them go, oh, wait, yeah, that's right. Oh, I never thought about that. Oh, wait, you're right. When someone starts wondering, when someone starts questioning, when someone starts, putting your words together, then that's when they're actually paying attention to what the heck you're talking about, right? And I guess the good thing is when you actually add these value to them, right? They engage in the conversation you started and they're more eager to talk to you, right? They're more eager to understand what can you then do for them. Because now you address the pain, the problem that they did not know. And by the way, guys, this is different than, just try to ask good questions and then trying to make them talk about their pain that they knew they had exist. A challenger's sales, ask them questions and give them insight to find out and uncover them a pain, a problem that they didn't know yet existed. And that is the value, right? That is the value you're adding to the prospect. That is your pitch. When you bring them in a problem that they didn't know they had, it's solely because you had this expertise and experience in their marketplace. And this only adds to your authority and credibility, right? Because not only do you feel and act like a professional in their field, but you actually are a professional in the field because you just uncovered a problem that they didn't know yet existed. Bear in mind, this is not asking good questions to make them repeat a problem that they have in mind already. Sure, they can, you know, dig into the problem that they already know they have by you asking more and better questions. But it's much more valuable and insightful for them when you deliver them this problem that they don't know they had and makes them really wonder, why haven't I done this? Maybe this guy knows more about my business than me. Maybe I should listen to him, because I never thought of that. And, when you bring a problem to them, you can either bring a solution that will, lower their money, so lower their spendings, or increase their profits, right? And then I guess this is where, your pitch will become more effective and it will actually be heard than rather fall onto deaf ears, right? Because a lot of people ask questions to find out the pain that the prospect already knows exists. Not saying don't ask questions, right? Ask questions, provide insight, challenge the prospect's authority, challenge their perspective and logic. If you know what you have to deliver them is and will be beneficial to them. I guess that is the basic idea of a challenger sales. And I mean, if you just if I just apply that to my cold approach next time, I believe the results will be significant. And that is exactly what I plan to do. Because there's no point in reading the next, selling books, been selling when I hadn't yet understood and applied the challenger mindset, right? So obviously now I'm reading a different book called Reality Transferring, something about more psychology, I guess. It's pretty interesting, 20 pages in today. Yeah, pretty keen, but it's a pretty heavy book. But I just thought I'm gonna leave my sales book aside now, because I'm gonna actually apply what I had read and then probably go over it again to better understand it and actually use it in my daily practices to actually live it, because there's a difference with reading a book and putting it away and actually reading a book and implementing the strategies you learn. Because when you read a book and it actually uses the technique it teaches you, you have a better chance of actually understanding it. You have a better chance of learning it actually, and you have a better chance of delivering better results. Because, like any book you read, guys, if you read a book a week and you read another one next week, the chances are you're only going to remember a few minor facts in the book you read previously. Because, I mean, unless you have superhuman memory, you're going to forget most of the things you read. Just like me, a lot of these books here, I only remember a few key points, but majority of the times when I read my books, my brain's on autopilot. I'm just kind of skimming through, right? Because I have this goal in mind that I have to read, a book a week. So I'm kind of just speed reading. I'm not actually, reading and learning. But then again, the best way to learn, guys, is to implement the things you learned prior and is to actually practice your craft, right? So that is my goal with this book is just really practice that challenger module because it's not a whole new revelation in the sales game, guys. It's still the fundamentals are there, but only the difference is you're adding, insight, you're adding value, you're providing value up front while asking good questions, while using all the original sales technique, because relationship comes after you deliver good results. If you build an amazing relationship in sales, right, through your relationship building process, that's good. But I guess it's just true that when you deliver your clients good results, like amazing results, relationship will kind of be a side effect that just comes on, right? Like if you deliver good results, people will love you for it, right? So not saying relationship building isn't important. I'm just saying I believe it comes with delivering exceptional service. And how can you deliver exceptional service? By first signing on that client. And how are you going to sign on that client? By first letting them listen to you. And how can you let them listen to you? Well, I believe the best way to do that now would just to be adding value, showing them insight, doing free consulting, make them lower their resistance, make them open up to you, and then you can influence with your words and then kind of show them your pitch, tell them how you can, either make them save money or earn more money or both. And again, I learned a lot from this book because it totally went against everything I believed in. I was kind of still holding on to my wallet. I was still reluctant to provide value up front because then again, the reason is I didn't know what value to provide. But then again, I never did research, right? So that means I'm gonna get my head down, actually do my research on my niche and actually understand the market, see what everyone else is doing, and then cold call. Well, at the same time, so I'm not delaying the cold call process, right? But I guess the important thing is really just to do your research, right? Even if the insight you provide isn't the best, at least you're telling your customer, look, I done my research. I kind of understand the market, right? So maybe I am worth talking to. But yeah, guys, this is my Sunday. It's been a roller coaster ride, honestly. I've been up and I've been down. So and that's not really good, guys. So I guess really the plan next week is to just kind of keep it like a consistent work consistency, just to keep myself afloat, do the same amount of work each time and kind of just slowly bump it up. Even if I'm doing less than 100 cold calls, I just want to have that consistency, right? And maybe I'm doing less cold calls, but I'll just do more emails, right? So, but I guess for me is to really find that sweet spot. But maybe I can do more because, obviously I got over my failure, so yeah, but I don't think I'll be hitting another low anytime soon because I just don't believe that will happen, guys. I just can't hit another low. I can't become, disturbed by failure again because it's not novelty anymore. I know failure is gonna happen and I know I guess how to handle it better, right? But Anyways, this is a pretty long rant. I know it was going to be a quick video, but it's 17 minutes in already. But yeah, I'll end it here, guys. If you guys found this valuable, well, I hope you did, because I guess the goal in this channel is to provide value every day, is to add and is to make you guys learn something every day, But if not, that's totally fine, because I have something for you guys tomorrow. With that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.